Hello everyone, welcome back to the street market. On today's episode we are going to be doing two lawns. This one right here and the corner house right back there behind that tree line. Not sure if you can see it or not. So real quick, what I'm going to do to start everything off, I'm going to grab my blower and I'm going to blow a lot of these leaves that you see on this lawn. And neighbor across the street too, and then just get all these leaves, blowed towards the lawn so we can go ahead and mulch them. I don't have a zero turn again, so I'm gonna be using my 21 inch, and anyway, hopefully we can get it done pretty quick. I will get back to you guys in a bit. Phones are in, ear protection, we're ready to go. Alright, so first of all, let's introduce you to the fleet, to our tools. I really liked how the Echo PB8010H performed on the commercial. So this is another open area, residential. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with this guy. We can move along quickly. Oh, popping up on the lawnmower. We're going to be relying on Honda's RX217. The Kilo 6 Victor Kilo Alpha model. So this one's only got about 4 yards under its belt. These right here, I just brought them with me because I got some potential buyers. But we're mainly going to be using the Stihl FS240 Romeo. I really like this tool. It's heavy, but it's reliable. And we're gonna be using the Stihl FC111 to do our edging. I'm sorry, the FS240R is obviously for our trim work. It's a string trimmer. And then edging, obviously, would be this one right here. And that one's also a potential sale. And that's pretty much it. I mean, just a simple lawn mowing. But check this out, this is a perfect lawn to really move some leaves. Now we made a previous video testing out the BR800 and the PB8010, and for the most part it came out inconclusive, but I will say in the field I definitely experienced the difference, major difference with the Echo's PB8010. I mean, I'm moving quick, I'm walking fast, not walking too fast to where I'm missing everything, but I've got a really nice, reasonable pace where I'm able to provide that good quality service. I'm able to move along where it doesn't affect my time. And I can honestly say that I don't have that same experience with the 800. The 800 does have a few perks that kind of brings it up to the next, keeps it up at the same level of quality with this one. But as far as power, there's no way in hell. This is my main machine that I'm going to be using from here on out. Unless I'm doing some special job like mulching, or I'm in a small yard where it really doesn't benefit. There's no benefit in having that much power. Then I'd say I'll bring the BR800. But when it comes to these big open lands, open fields, the Echo PB8010 is the way to go. Alright, so that was a great experience. So we flew right through all that. We blew right through all that. I haven't blown the whole the whole home over there, because after I'm done here, I'm gonna park on the other side. They have another piece of property on the other side of the tree line, so I'll stage over there and then I'll blow the other side. But it was a pretty quick experience. What I really like about it, it's usually when you want to mulch leaves, what you're trying to do, you're trying to spread out your leaves as far as possible. That way, if you get into these like dense areas, your machine's gonna struggle, just because it's thick, it's compact, you're putting a lot of strain on it. Where if you spread it out evenly, it's a much more easier, more efficient process. It mulches quite well. But kind of interested to see how that lawnmower is going to respond right there in that area. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's the front. Mulching was fairly successful. I'll show you the back here in a second. Let's go ahead and trim. For this, we're going to bust out Big Bertha. I'm going to hook it up to my body harness. Alright, this is the backyard. So obviously it didn't mulch 100%, but keep in mind it's quite a lot of leaves. I even blew out the boat. Alright, so we're out of string. I've been kind of looking forward to this, to test this guy out. So this is the, I don't know what it's called, but it's Stihl's, what I call speed reload. And it looks like I'm running low on battery here. So I'll have to charge this phone and leave you guys for a few minutes after this. But anyway, so from what I understand, all you do is feed the line in through one end and then out the other, and then you just twist. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I also use these nice little string cutters. They're pretty cool. I'll show you how to do them, how to use these. So usually when I pull string, I go ahead and hold the row with my right hand, and I'll grab some string and I'll pull as far as I can with my arm. That's one, and I do that 2, 3, and 4 times, and that usually gives me enough. String. Looks like I'm about to get kicked out here. So basically, you loop the string, and then you feed it in through there. There's a blade in there, and then that's how it cuts. Alright, so looks like my dealer lied to me. Apparently Stihl does not have a version like that. The only ones that I've ever come across has been Echoes, and I am not sure how this goes. I think it's how it goes, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it like this, see what happens. But I'll have to check out a video tonight and check out how to reload it properly. But I apologize for that. But nonetheless, I gotta say I am extremely disappointed in this. It's not what I was looking for. Alright, so I failed this first try, and so far I've been twisting it. There's some arrows right there, tells you how to twist it. I really don't like this, honestly. Alright, so let's try this. I went ahead and there's a couple holes. There's one hole right there with some arrows, so you push it in through the hole, and then I just turned it about two times. And on the opposite end, just below, there's another hole right there. Yeah, the same thing. And then you just snap the strings on the sides on these notches. You go ahead and hook them up. Well, I must say I'm pretty disappointed right now. It's alright. Snap that. Now I'm going to twist it now, and that should work. And these are the awesome, professional results. Nice knot. All right, so I had to cut that knot, but eventually you'll close up this loop, and then all you gotta do is just do what I just did and cut it. But I'm gonna knock Stihl a bunch of points for that. I just lost a lot of time here trying to figure that out. I'm sure if I do this long enough, I'll find a more efficient way to do that. I'm pretty sure I did it incorrectly, but I installed it correctly. We'll see how it works. Well, I installed it correctly to where it looks right, but we'll see how it responds once I'm out there. But I really don't like this. Echo's got one when I first started in this industry, where you just feed it in, out the other, match it up, and then you just twist it. And that was a lot more practical, a lot more easier. Maybe the dealer didn't understand me correctly, or perhaps Stihl doesn't have one. But nonetheless, it's not what I was hoping to get. But anyway, let's continue. Alright, so I'm going to take a lunch break. A very late lunch break. It's 4:43, almost evening time. But take this quick break and then I'll be back. Alright, gents, we are back. I'm going to wrap this up. All I got left to do is finish mowing. Hopefully another 20 minutes of mowing, maybe 30 minutes. And then another 20 minutes of string trimming and minimal edging. There's not much of edging over here. So this is what's left. So I forgot to get a small section just around the corner right there. So I gotta go backtrack. I got this part out here, and then I'm gonna trim the other, well, basically trim the rest of it. So where you last saw me was on that road. So I already took care of the one home. So I gotta go back out there and show you guys how it looks. And then I'm over here on the opposite end now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll get back to you guys. Now I do want to point something out before I start. So I actually subbed out this job of mulching, and I mean, it's not bad, but I will say that how I would have done it would have been a lot better, more detailed than this job. And that's nothing against them or anything like that, but I just want to point out that's just the way it is. Whenever you start subbing out work, expect the quality to go down. I mean, that's part of it. The only thing you can really do is, if you're supervising it, if you're on the site, then you got to supervise the quality, and you got to, you have to present your leadership style or whatever the case to, get that quality up. And, I point that out because for some of you that are thinking about growing, that way, with subbing out work, or even with employees, like, I don't care how great you think you are as a leader, as a manager. I mean, you can be firm, you can be sweet, whatever it is, whatever your style is. It's just no way of getting somebody to put out the same quality that you would put. Because when it comes down to it, if you look at it, if you relate it to the money, for example, if you're out here doing it by yourself, you're gonna put in your best quality because you're gonna end up taking home all that money, all that revenue. So if it's about the money, of course, and so it's gonna benefit you, as well as the name. If you're big on your name, if you're like me, you take pride in your work, you take pride in your company, then you're going to put in that extra effort because that's what represents your company, your work. This is your product. This is your service. This is this is your ad. And so of course, you're going to put in that extra effort to do so. And that's what you're gonna miss out when you sub out work. When you sub out work, yeah, you might get somebody that's really good. They might even be better than you at doing this, but they're not gonna be putting in that extra, for your company, you know, for you. Very rarely would you find somebody like that. You might find somebody that actually understands, you know, the concept, you know, the relationship, the whole point of a mutual business relationship. But more often than not, you're not going to find that person. And so, you know, I wanted to point that out, you know, just you can kind of see, you know, it's, you know, me personally, and I was out here too, don't get me wrong, you know, so I just, there just wasn't enough money for, you know, basically to have a third helper, which would have been me, as well as make my commission, you know. And so, and you know, the customer wasn't that how do you say it, I guess they didn't have a strong expectation, and they just wanted something to suppress the weeds and stuff like that. But you know, I personally would have redefined everything with my I didn't bring it, my bed redefiner, and you know, and I would have leveled this a lot better than this. But anyway, this is I'm glad I brought that up because it's something that I did want to talk about, you know, at a certain point. Anyway, I know I went off topic there. I'm gonna go ahead and continue, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, Jets. All done. Mowing. So we're gonna go ahead and start our trim work now. A little luck. Hopefully it shouldn't take longer than 20 minutes. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of trim work to do all along the fence, all around the beds, along here. Got to be careful with those rocks. The last thing I want to do is break one of my windows, which I've done before. Well, here we go. All right, so last night I had a situation where my wife and I were we were kind of looking for an adventure, and on Facebook popped this lady who had locked her keys in her vehicle. So she asked if there was anybody out there that could get in, and so naturally I thought to myself, I can do it. I got a Slim Jim, got plenty of experience. I used to work at an auto auction for about a total of like 6 years, and so I did my fair share of popping locks with this guy. So today, while I'm taking a break, I want to give you a small little tutorial. Always never know when you might encounter this issue, but it's always good to be prepared. Always have a Slim Jim hidden somewhere, tucked away on the outside, obviously. So anyway, here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the other side just in case I can't get this. So we'll lock it, close the door, and we can't get in, obviously. So what you want to do, for me, the general rule of thumb is I try to line up this guy with the lock. So when I'm going in, I try to go in at that angle. But really, you know, you just kind of guide it in there, and then you slowly go in there, and then you move it around until you see the lock move. Once you see the lock move, you know, you can go ahead and get it. There it is, right there. It moved right there. So, and that's it. So, kind of random video there, but or scene, if you will. But anyway, I can help you guys get better. I am going to take advantage. All right, now let's get back to mowing. All right, so I want to point something out. This guard, I upgraded it. It actually came from the brush cutter attachment for the combi system, and I was just kind of curious to see how it would respond if you put it on a string trimmer. And one thing I do like about it that I could already tell compared to the standard one is that, like, in a situation like this where you have, you know, you probably should be using the brush cutter anyway, but I'm using the string trimmer here, and I don't really want to stop and, you know, swap out or whatnot. But this thing protects the heck out of me. So, you know, I'm using the 240, so it's a pretty powerful trimmer, and you know, half the time I'm bracing myself, waiting for that, you know, that piece of debris to smack me in the face. And so I gotta give mad props to Stihl for having this guard, and so far I really like it. So I was waiting for a situation like this to come up. So usually when I trim something like this, instead of going in a circle and then a circle and then, you know, circle and circle, what I do here, I go halfway, 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 and then go and do the same thing, kind of like a figure 8, you know. Obviously it'd be more circles, so it wouldn't quite be an 8, but you get the idea. Maybe a caterpillar, if you will. But if you go ahead and do that all the way down and connect everything here, you know, yeah, you'll probably be traveling a little bit longer, but it'll be a much quicker, much faster pace. And you know, that's what I'm all about. I don't like being slowed down. You know, my body doesn't like, you know, slowing down, going to 0 to 60 constantly. So I try to maintain a steady, you know, 45 or whatever the case may be. All right, I gotta do something about this battery. We got a bad habit of not connecting it at night, and so I come out here with a pretty low battery to begin with. So I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and blow off, and then I'm gonna get out of here. The big thing that I'm not doing, I haven't been doing the last couple of weeks because of the rain in the forecast, is spraying. You don't want to get used to spraying like every day, every time. You know, you wait till you have like a good week of sunshine with no rain in the forecast, and you can go ahead and spray, and always spray lightly. But you know, with rain in the forecast out here in Houston and the humidity, it's not something I like to do, because it can get on the lawns. It can spill over on the lawns pretty easy. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave you guys charging. I'm gonna finish blowing, and then we'll take a drive around and just kind of show you what we did today. You know, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna cover today, but I think I covered more than enough things, and you know, hopefully you can gain some knowledge out of today's episode. All right, let me go ahead and do this, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so we are done. Just did a recent power washing on this one. We still got to take care of the roof. Forgot to bring my spreader. I would have fertilized it as well. But anyway, this is the project that we worked on today. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me below. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Any complaints, any concerns, leave those as well. I appreciate the views, guys. You guys take it easy. Bye.